didn't think we'd be getting a Justice League trailer so early. It's well over a year away, but hey, here we are. So as always, let's get stuck into some of the Easter eggs and references and things potentially missed, including some interesting background details, a closer look at the costumes, and the villainous threat that's alluded to. It might be 10 things, I don't know, I never count, but regardless, potential spoilers, bearing in mind, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not. It's a bloody crapshoot, this trailer breaking down game. So let's kick things off with Aquaman, seen in a town that's most likely Amnesty Bay, one of Arthur Curry's homes, where his father lives manning a lighthouse, or lived, I don't know, sometimes he's dead, sometimes he's not, it's all up in the air, I don't know. And the other being Atlantis, where his mother's from. Now, a lot of the time there's no noticeable, superficial differences between an Atlantean and a human, but here they've tweaked Jason Momoa's eyes a bit. Now that would make sense considering that he can see clearly in the near total darkness of the ocean depths. Bruce Wayne also mentions to him that he talks to fish, which probably has a hand in him deciding not to join the Justice League. Initially, at least. I mean, he ain't here. Unite the seven, my ass. More like cobble together the four. Now in the comics, he's taken a bit of a ribbing for the whole talking to fish thing and has to explain that he can't talk to them as their brains are too primitive to hold a conversation, but he can kind of nudge them along to help him out. Besides, it would be weird if he could hold a conversation with them and then he'd just bring a whole lot of them home for people to eat. That'd be like if Ariel ate that crab guy. Look, full disclosure, I know his name's Sebastian. I just didn't want to freely admit that, alright? But yeah, it's Sebastian. Everyone loves this movie. It's amazing. Looks like we're going to be getting a flashback for Victor Stone before he was fused with a mother box. More on those in a bit. Like we saw in that email attachment in Batman v Superman. Traditionally, he's a high school student, but they've aged him up a bit, so he's at university. Gotham University, interestingly enough. Love the design of him also. I was expecting something more akin to this, but what we got is really left of center. Almost like he's a kind of low-res construction, like a Nintendo 64 spat him out. All CGI, by the way, except for the face. And it looks so good that it's made me forget that there's a man in a really unflattering motion capture outfit underneath all this. Batman doesn't really look much different. There's some minor tweaks to his armor that we saw in the officially released image, but apparently he's to use something more akin to his battle suit from Batman v Superman later on in the movie. I've got more detail on that in another Justice League video that I'll link at the end of this. Speaking of costumes though, let's talk about the Flash. Now of all the characters, this is the one that we got the most information on. For one, we know that if Bruce Wayne is sitting in his second favorite chair, that makes this one his favorite. That's not important. I don't know why I brought it up. This pile of books to me indicates that he's been doing a bit of speed reading. Pun not intended, because that's not a good joke. I imagine that he's just constantly absorbing information. Just anything, really. These books cover a variety of topics. We get one on the politician Tip O'Neill, the Queen, investments, Windows 98, what could be something on Jackie O or by Jackie Collins, plus an image of Tesla, who would be a kind of kindred spirit, as they both share a love for pushing the boundaries of science. But hopefully Barry doesn't share his infatuation with pigeons. Yeah, Tesla fell in love with a pigeon. Look it up! I mean, don't, save your brain space for something else, but yeah, that's apparently true. There's also an episode of Rick and Morty playing in the background, specifically the one where Rick and Summer beat up the devil at the end, and what's possibly an early version of the AI Gideon. I say possibly because it could very well just end up being a screensaver. I find it really interesting though that he can step so effortlessly into the Speed Force. There's no run-up, he's just there. Like Batman, apparently he's also getting 2 armors. Well, that's what's been said, but I'm not entirely convinced that's the case. It might be the same suit that we see twice. There's one in the background that we see him wearing later, plus some rough designs. This one is supposedly cobbled together from stolen NASA spacecraft equipment to prevent it from burning up. You can see it's also kind of banded together to give it flexibility so it doesn't just tear off him immediately. There also looks to be a rubber underlay, which could act as some kind of insulator, considering the massive amount of electricity that he generates. Also, he's got a bike. I don't know why. Maybe to blend in. It reminds me though, when you see like a Flash action figure and he's got a motorbike, inexplicably. Okay, lastly, we get some hints towards the villain when we see a mother box, a piece of New Gods technology. As mentioned, one creates Cyborg in Batman v Superman, and we witness the main villain for the Justice League, Steppenwolf, a general of Darkseid's, one of the New Gods and a ruler of Apocalypse, holding 3, which makes me think we'll at least see that number in total. This one is probably being buried hundreds of years ago in an effort to keep it falling into anyone's hands, potentially Darkseid himself. Wonder Woman is rumored to have dealings with Darkseid in the past, or at the very least know who he is. This version of her is 5,000 years old, so that would make sense that their paths had crossed at some point. Just quickly, it's very apparent that this will have a lighter tone than that of Batman v Superman, and that's really evident just in this image that they've released. They're not all pulling the same scowl like we saw in Batman v Superman. Superman is even smiling. No hints at him in the trailer though, but yeah, obviously he's coming back. Dare I say it, with a mullet. #mullet for Superman. I mean, it's already probably been decided, but Come on! But is there anything from this trailer of note that you think's important that I haven't touched on? If so, please feel free to leave your thoughts below. Like, for example, who do you think that the 7th member of the Justice League will end up being? Okay, so I'm gonna get straight to work on my Wonder Woman trailer breakdown, then my Doctor Strange trailer breakdown, and then a video on all the massive Marvel news that just came out, including Brie Larson being cast as Captain Marvel. Now, if you're a subscriber, you can turn on notifications to get all those as I finish them, or you can just click on the Wonder Woman trailer there, and I'll put them in a playlist or something. Or you can find it linked below along with my podcast, The Weekly Planet, where this Monday we're breaking down everything Comic-Con related, as much as we can. Should be a real fun time, probably. I mean, I don't know, I haven't recorded it yet. We'll see what happens. Thanks everyone, take care.